Well, Preds fans are going to love hearing that, right? It was a move that rocked the hockey world this summer. Steven Stamkos leaving Tampa, where he won not one but two Stanley Cup championships, and signed a 4-year, $32 million contract with the Predators on July 1st. Stammer was the captain of the Bolts over the last decade, so it's still going to take some getting used to, seeing him kind of in that golden sweater instead of the white and blue with a bolt on his chest. He means everything to this franchise. As you see here, ranks first in just about every single category over 16 seasons. And for our purposes, he sits at number 37 on our list, down 3 spots from last year's list where he sat 34th. But how do you even sum up what Stammer means and what the Preds can look forward to?
Colossal adjustment for Tampa Bay to move on from this guy, their longtime captain. And, I mean, he has been the standard bearer. I mean, without Stamkos, there are no 2 Stanley Cup championships for this group. I liken it to this. 5th 40-goal season for him. He's had a 50 and a 60 in there as well, Jamie. But here's where a captain leads in the way that Stamkos did. You go back to the 21-22 season. Remember, this group started without Kucherov that year, and then Point was missing for a significant absence as well. Stamkos, from the minute the puck was dropped in that season to the end, started off like a house ablaze. Blaze put together his first ever 100-point campaign. The point I'm making is the captain, with that impressive skill set and those leadership abilities, rose to the occasion when the team really needed him to do that most. Tough for the Bolts to move on from Stammer. A challenge, do you think, for Nashville to assimilate Stamkos into the roster? That's a problem I want to have. He really does add a lot to your top 6 if you're Nashville. I think just bringing that institutional knowledge, that Stanley Cup experience to this group goes a long, long ways for this rapidly improving Nashville Predators roster. They're going to be a whole lot of fun to watch this year.
Yes, they will be. And you see Marchessault expected to be on his line as well, with Novak centering the two. And you're right, this whole roster looks very dangerous right now and could potentially compete for a Central Division title.
Yeah, I mean, pull Stamkos off that board, pull Marchessault off that board. We're really looking at this group, and do they have what it takes to qualify for the postseason last year?
Right.
Well, they did, and it's largely because they got such a deep contribution from, all aspects, every corner of this roster. So adding in, again, that experience and that high-end talent, like a Marchessault, like a Stamkos on the front end, and Shea on defense, on paper, you really like where this team is headed.
Yeah, it really is remarkable when you think about Steven Stamkos and the fact that he's played 16 NHL seasons, right? But he's only 34, and he's fresh off another 40-goal season. So he's still young enough to have another, 5-6 good years in this league.
No question about it. Listen, he's had the taste of victory multiple times before. A guy in his position wants that again, and he's identified, 1, because of the roster that this group has, and number 2, you heard it in his comments, Nashville, I can vouch for this, wonderful place to raise a young family. That's an important factor for Steven Stamkos, but really do focus on that one piece of it. He's hungry for another cup. He sees Nashville now on a 4-year deal as an opportunity to really ride that to another pinnacle of success.
Well, that is music to the ears of Preds fans.
There you go. I saw what you did there. Atta girl.
Because they are. I still remember that Stanley Cup final in 2016-17 and how amazing the atmosphere was. So we'll see if Stammer can help lead them back to that hallowed ground.